Hey guys, welcome to Z World News. Today's topic is boxing. Who is giving advice to Ryan Garcia? That's the young prospect for Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar de la Hoya. And I'm going to go ahead and go over two articles. Apparently, they've been having disputes between them. And is other parties getting involved or manipulating Ryan Garcia into stealing him away from Golden Boy? So let's go ahead and get started. The first article we're going to be reading is boxing247.com, and it's titled De La Hoya says people trying to take Ryan Garcia away. It's from June 26, 2020 by Tim Compton. So let's go ahead and start reading. It's Oscar de la Hoya says that different people are already trying to lure lightweight prospect Ryan Garcia away from Golden Boy Promotions after he recently declined an offer to headline the company's July 4th card on DAZN. De La Hoya maintains that Golden Boy has no worries about anyone being able to steal Ryan because they have a contract with the 21-year-old. Ryan Garcia complained on social media that he turned down the offer to headline on July 4th and got the attention of a lot of boxing fans. You can bet that some rival promoters also took note of Ryan's belly aching, and if they get a chance, they'll scoop him up and pay him what he wants and keep him busy. In 2019, Ryan Garcia fought only 2 times, which is an incredibly low number for a fighter that Golden Boy is attempting to build into a star. King Ryan recently turned down an offer that he viewed as being too low for him to be in the main event on Golden Boy's card on July 4th. In a knee-jerk reaction, De La Hoya reacted oddly by broadcasting Ryan's refusal on social media and then giving glowing words of praise towards 22-year-old Virgil Ortiz Jr., who will be headlining Golden Boy's July 24th card. De La Hoya repeatedly says he sees Ortiz Jr. as a future star and a world champion. However, Ryan Garcia is the one that moves the needle with boxing fans, and he's the one with the charisma and the ability to score one-punch knockouts. Ortiz Jr. is more of a blue-collar type welterweight who wears his opponents down slowly with accumulation of punches. Now, rumors are starting to circulate about certain people trying to take fighters away from us, which is us being Golden Boy Promotions, which is fine because ultimately we're protected with contracts. So there's no issue there, says De La Hoya to Ring TV on Ryan Garcia. But when you have a top prospect like Ryan Garcia, everyone and their mother is going to try to take him away because he moves the needle and therefore we pay him accordingly. Why wouldn't the promoters want to try and pluck Ryan Garcia away from Golden Boy? That's how it goes. Recently, former Golden Boy fighter Jermell Charlo advised Ryan Garcia to leave the promotion to come over to PBC. Okay, and the most recent article is from boxingscene.com. Ryan Garcia. De La Hoya sounds like a hater. I don't hold grudges. This article was published on Friday, July 3rd, 2020 by, forgive me if I mispronounced the name, it's Manuk Akopayan. Now, Ryan Garcia's return to the boxing ring was in the works for an Independence Day showdown, but the 21-year-old ultimately balked at not being able to break the bank and called out promoter Golden Boy and DAZN to deliver a better financial package. Garcia, 20-0, 17 knockouts. Displeasure caused promoter Oscar de la Hoya to take a shot at his fighter as he was finalizing his company's return to the sport with a July 24th show at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. Now, due to team at King Ryan G. decision not to accept the July 4th bout, we will now return in late July with the future of boxing at Virgil Ortiz. De La Hoya tweeted last month. Now, more exciting details to follow at Golden Boy Boxing. You had Garcia reply to this tweet saying, "You do realize you're supposed to be my promoter, not a hater, right?" Since it's a since deleted tweet, so he went ahead and deleted that tweet right after he submitted it. Now, Garcia expanded further on his sentiments with MMA journalist Ariel Helwani during an Instagram live session. You've got to call a spade a spade. Oscar does sound like a hater. I already wrote that, said Garcia. I'm just trying to get into a fight. I don't even care about that drama anymore. That is so behind me now. I'm just trying to make a fight. And I'm not trying to get into a Twitter beef with Oscar de la Hoya. The 21-year-old Garcia said he's not talking to De La Hoya since trading words with him on social media 2 weeks ago. I feel like as a promoter, that's their job to do, said Garcia. I have my people reach out to them. I'm never bitter and never hold no grudges. I don't care what is said. I only care about moving forward. I'm sorry, you're sorry, let's keep going. I don't hold grudges. I'm ready to get right back into the ring. Now, before Garcia's interview with Helwani, De La Hoya first expanded on his stance on Garcia last month with Ring Magazine. We couldn't come to terms. I'm sure his advice was obviously not a good one. It would have been a wonderful event. I was really, really looking forward to it. We'll see when he fights again. We just don't know at this point, said De La Hoya. Now, we signed the richest deal for any type of prospect ever in boxing. His lawyer, Lupe Valencia, made this deal happen, and now Lupe is not satisfied with what they negotiated. It just doesn't make sense to me. Unfortunately, fighters in this game get a lot of bad advice. That's the bottom line. Or maybe they just have a different agenda. Rumors are starting to circulate about certain people trying to take fighters away from us, which is fine because ultimately we're protected with contracts, so there's no issue there. But when you have a top prospect like a Ryan Garcia, everyone and their mother's going to try to take him away because he does move the meter. But therefore, we pay him accordingly. Okay, so who is giving bad advice to Ryan Garcia? Or it could be good advice depending on the person saying. Now, so you have a list of people who might be suspected of having his ear, whether it's good and bad. So I'm just going to go and name some names on there, and you make the final decision on this. Okay, so you have basically his attorney, Lupe Valencia, which Oscar de la Hoya mentions that they negotiated a contract last year, and apparently they're not satisfied with what they negotiated, so they're asking for more money and refusing to fight in the last minute as a negotiating tactic. They tried that last year with the Dunno fight, and apparently that didn't work as well. Another fight got delayed. So what agenda does Lupe Valencia have in this? Okay, then you have the trainer, Eddie Reynoso, who trains Canelo Alvarez and Andy Reese Jr. What agenda do they have with Ryan Garcia? Do they want to get him to leave Golden Boy to join Canelo Alvarez's promotion? What is their agenda? You have his mom and dad who have his ear. What agenda do they have in advising Ryan Garcia? You have his baby's mama. I'm not sure if he's with her or not, but if he is paying child support, is there a financial necessity that he needs the money or more money to support the lifestyle that he's living right now? Okay. There's also Mayweather Promotions. You have Leonard Ellerb and Floyd Mayweather, who may or may not have his ear or talking to Ryan Garcia, but what agenda do they have in trying to lure Ryan Garcia to price himself out and possibly get himself removed from Golden Boy so they can get a hold of him? So who is Ryan listening to, and is it to his benefit? Only time will tell. Okay. Okay, so that thought, go and like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the